My name is Danny Alvarez. I'm head instructor for the ALVAREZ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy here in Arlington, Texas. Been training since probably like the late 90s, you know, mid-late 90s, somewhere like that. I've been in the Arlington, Texas area for about 10 years, I think going on 11 years now. Been a black belt, I think going on 5 years next month. And man, doing jiu-jitsu, I found jiu-jitsu just like everybody else a long time ago. Royce Gracie, 93, you know, fell in love with that. Some small, skinny Brazilian guy beating up the big guys, you know, and then of course me being a smart guy myself, you know, I just wanted to pick it up and learn it, and that's all she wrote after that. I moved to Texas because I worked for General Motors, so I transferred from Michigan to here. And man, I found great jiu-jitsu here. And then just going to work every day is like, man, like I'm not benefiting from that. And then like nobody's benefiting from me neither, you know, building trucks that really nobody was buying anyway. They were buying, like building like $67,000 Escalades and stuff like that. And then just training 4 or 5 times a week, no matter what, 50 hours a week, 40 hours a week, sometimes 60 hours a week, depending on the overtime. I just never missed a class, and if I did, I rearranged my schedule to make sure I had at least 4 days in. It just became me. Like I was like, I just love this stuff so much. So I eventually took a buyout. General Motors had the last buyout, I think, in 08, I think. And then finally I was like, you know, I want to just give all this up. My insurance, making about 30 bucks an hour, a solid job. I mean, you know, like I had 11 years in at the time, I think. And a lot of people thought I was crazy. Like, man, you're going to give up the great insurance, man, you're making so much money. You're just going to give that up for jiu-jitsu and try to go teach on your own. And I was like, yeah. I had just got my black belt, and I'm like, I think it's that time, because I couldn't see myself doing another 20 years building trucks, you know. I just didn't want my life to be that way, and I love jiu-jitsu that much, and what it was doing for me as a person, how it changed my life, I wanted to pass it along and give that to other people. So I took the buyout money and I split that up, and I went ahead and opened up my own academy. And we've had ALVAREZ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now for, I think, well, for 4 years now, a little over 4 years. And it was the greatest decision I ever made. You know, what you get here is just a great family atmosphere. Like man, we have, starting off at 4 years old, we have kids with this disability, kids with this disability, this, that, this size, this weight, shy, you know, abused, like whatever the case. We got adults all the way up to like almost 50 years old in here training. You know, sometimes we get the misconception like it's a competitive school and you got to be like that, like, and it's not. We have a small percentage of the school that competes, and you know, the majority of the people that come here just want to learn jiu-jitsu, want to learn self-defense. I help so many people get in shape, and the program does that as well, because as far as I go, you know, like for me, I don't eat fast food, I don't drink sodas, I just don't eat bad food, because it doesn't do anything. If it's not nutritious for me, I'm not gonna eat it. And I try to get a lot of my kids and my adults to change their eating habits so that later on in life they're not having like type 2 diabetes, they're not having health problems, heart problems, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high this, high that, taking all kind of medication that they don't need to have. So for me, one of the core principles that we have here is that. And then of course, like with my students that do compete, the mental training, the mental skills, getting my competitors prepared mentally, because anybody can just work out and train hard and lift weights and do this, but then like for competition just fall apart. So if you're a competitor, I'm gonna help you out with that. If you're somebody that's looking for great self-defense, man, we can help you out with that. We have things in the posters in the locker room, in the women's restroom, in the men's restroom, on that cage over there, and the wall over here. So everywhere you go in the school, there's some type of positive affirmation there, because throughout your day-to-day activities, you just don't get that. You know, the news is negative, this and that's negative. Maybe people at work are negative. So many people have problems, and like to share those problems, but not enough people are sharing like positive attitude, positive this, positive that. And because we have that atmosphere in here, it attracts that. So just like a negative attitude, you're gonna attract a negative person. It's gonna attract the woe is me attitude and stuff like that. So like for me, I tell my students, if you're having a bad day, leave that stuff in the car, put it in the trunk, put it in the back seat, come and train, release some stress, get a good workout, be around some great people, pick up some good attitudes in here, and then you'll be able to get out of here and go handle that stuff, whatever was bothering you before you got here, a lot better. I have things that I'm trying to achieve in life because I'm only going to be here once. I want to leave some things behind to where it's going to benefit other people, because you can't take nothing with you when you go. So my thing is to leave great jiu-jitsu, leave, you know, if I've helped so many people lose weight or do this or do that, like for my kids, the program, I'm really hard on their grades. Like if they're getting anything less than a B, I tell them you can't train, because they shouldn't be training. Like they should be at home like studying or getting a tutor instead of coming to class. Like for me, I'm tough on that. I'm tough on what they eat. Like in the Saturday morning class, like I'll ask the kids like if they had breakfast or not, and if they said no, man, they have push-ups. And the ones that did have breakfast, I ask them what kind of breakfast did they have. And if it's a healthy breakfast, whole wheat toast, oatmeal, egg whites. I got 4-year-olds eating egg whites and oatmeal. It's like I'm double high-fiving the kids, and I jump on the parents because it's the parents that can make that happen. I have mat chats with my guys all the time, and sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long. And some guys are like, oh man, like here he goes. But you never know who I'm gonna get through. If I got 25, 30 guys on the mat and I can get to 2 of them or 1 of them, then that conversation I had, even though the other ones are probably upset, then I did my job, and that's what I want. It's very important for me to reach out and connect with my guys. It isn't one of these places where you come and it's a service that where like I show you a move, you pay, and then you go home. You come here and you're getting way more than what you're paying for. And I make sure every day I get up, because I had that job where if I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing, I could be back on the assembly line doing that junk, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm reminding myself of that all the time. So it's important for me to, again, as a black belt, been training this long, I have a responsibility. Like, I really don't think there's a choice for black belts to like not do that. And I feel like they're failing as an instructor if they're not providing those types of things for the students, because because people look up to you when they come in. They see a black belt on your waist, and in jiu-jitsu, like they know you put in your dues. Like they know you, especially if they know what you've done on tournaments and stuff like that. They know like how much you've put into this. They look up to you. They're gonna listen to you. So you have an opportunity to take them from here and put them here. So anybody that comes in through these doors, if it's 2 months, 6 months, 4 years, 5 years, my job is to make sure they're a better person. This year, in April, we had the Race for the Cure Susan G. Komen run in Fort Worth. It was the first one. No, we did one. No, yeah, it was the first one we did. We raised a little over $1,300. So what we did was we made Team ALVAREZ Warrior breast cancer T-shirts. So what we did was we took the sales from those, and we just donated all the money from that, and then we set up a fund on the Susan G. Komen website. So anybody that wanted to join the team or just donate money, maybe they couldn't do the run, they donated money. So we donated $1,325 in April, and then we just had one in Dallas, the Susan G. Komen run in Dallas. It was last month, and I pushed really hard to like whatever goal we did before, I want to do way better than that next time. So we raised $2,025, a little over $2,000 for this one here. We had about 15 members do the run, myself included. The one in April, I didn't do at a tournament, I was out of town, but we still had a team go do that run. But we had about 15 members do this one. I mean, to raise a little over $2,000 for breast cancer, because, excuse me, because I had an aunt that passed away about a little over 10 years ago to breast cancer, and I was really close to her. We spent a lot of time on the holidays with her. So like Thanksgiving, we would be at her house. Christmas dinner, we'd be at her house. So to get involved with something like that was really hits home for me. So it was great, and it was great to see all those people out there doing that. So we had designed another T-shirt and did all the sales and then did that. So now We have a Thanksgiving, we have a table over there, all the food's coming in. We're taking raffle tickets, so if you bring items in, we'll put your name on a ticket, and we're going to do the raffle next week. And then the school itself will donate, at minimum, $500 worth of turkeys. Without my family, I can't do what it is I've been doing. Like this year alone, went to Europe, competed, took Danielle to go compete in Abu Dhabi, fought in Brazil, all over the country this year, Vegas, Chicago, Pan Am's, Worlds, Nogi Worlds. Like, without a family to support me and be there for me, I can't do any of that. And then I have my academy, my students, from the 4-year-olds to the 50-something-year-olds. All the parents mean everything to me, because without them, there is no ALVAREZ Jiu-Jitsu. It's just me, and I can't do Jiu-Jitsu by myself. I can't run a business with no student. And having a coach like Mr. Bastos to give you all the ins and outs of all his 20-something years of experience and sharing that with me, for sure has helped me do what I did this year in 2012. Because by far, 2012 has been my best year, like, without a doubt, you know.